Hello, welcome to Grandma B's Busy Life. I'm Brenda, and today's episode of Slow Down and Drink the Coffee is coming out a little later than usual. I slept in this morning. I have been working a lot and I've been out of town, and when I'm out of town I don't sleep as well, and I needed the extra sleep today. So I slept in today. But I'm here and I'm excited that you're here. First, I want to thank all of my subscribers. As of this morning, I was at 98 subscribers. I'm so close to 100. I'm so excited. And if you're new here, I'm grateful to have you. Welcome. It's nice to have you here. I sit down once a week and take time to drink my coffee and have a chat with you. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm done with my coffee already. I drank the entire cup already, but I'll sit and chat with you now. I am going to talk about something that I forgot to talk about in my last video. In my last video, I talked about cooking through history 1910 to 1920, and I didn't mention the Titanic. The Titanic happened in 1912. Its maiden and only voyage was in 1912. And if you've seen the movie, you're pretty familiar with the history of the Titanic. I have not seen the movie. I know. Everyone's seen the movie, right? I haven't seen the movie. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's not seen the movie. But my understanding is that the movie's pretty accurate and pretty historically correct. But I started thinking about the Titanic and how I wished I'd have said something I planned to but didn't. And then I thought about cruises and how fun it would be to take my whole family on a cruise. A cruise that my grandkids would enjoy, that I would enjoy, that my adult kids would enjoy. How fun would that be? But that would be expensive, right? I thought, well, I just have to win the lottery, which got me thinking even more. When I travel, I have a lot of time to just think. So I was just thinking about these things. And I thought about, what if I won the lottery? What would I do with it? So what if I won $200 million? Okay, once I take the lump sum, I'm probably only going to get about 40 to 60% of that. So let's just say $100,000. No, $100 million. What would I do with that? That's an unheard of amount of money. Like, what? So the first thing I would do is I would hire an attorney and a financial advisor so that I am sure that I can invest money and live off of the investment and never have to work again. I want me and Grandpa B to be able to do the things we love without having to to earn an income. But so as soon as that was done, the next thing I would do is I'd probably take a huge family trip with all of my family. And then after that, I would do some building. I would build a community. Now all of my kids say they want to live by me, and they say they would, but I don't know. We'll see. If $100 million is on the line, they'd probably live by me. That's manipulation, right? So I want to build a community. I want to have like the main road and then about 50 acres with a road that travels around like this, like a U, and then have the houses all around the outside. And I would build a house for me and Grandpa B, one for each of our kids, one for my parents, and 2 more that I'll talk about in a few minutes. So that's 11 houses. And I would allow my kids to design and build the house the way they want. I'd probably give them a budget. And if the land's not included, they probably can build a really, really nice home for $500,000 to $800,000, and I would just let them decide how they wanted to build it. My goal is not to give them enough that they have this exorbitant, huge home, but enough that they can build whatever they want, have whatever outbuildings, whatever studios and workshops and things that they want on their land. And then their only expenses with the house would be their taxes, their utilities, upkeep on the house. They would be in charge of all of that. I don't want my kids to not be able to not have to work. I want them to continue to work and build a retirement just like they would had I not won the lottery. because I think it's important that they learn those things and that they teach that to their kids, that they learn it and teach it to their kids. So I would build the houses. My house would obviously have the most land. We would have a huge workshop out back for Grandpa B to do his hot rods and motorcycles. We would have a dirt bike track with jumps and turns and whoops and the whole thing, the whole bit. And then I would have a homestead. I would have animals. I want to raise chickens and pigs and cows and some goats and sheep and I don't know. I don't know all what I want. But I want to have animals. I want to be self-sufficient. I want a big garden and an orchard that I preserve things from. And I want a huge flower garden that I can pick flowers to bring to my kitchen table and that are just pretty on the homestead. That's what I want to do with my time. I want to raise the animals in the garden and do the preserving and the baking and the sewing and all of that stuff. So one thing that I do want though, so the loop would go like this and all the houses would be around the outside, but I would want in the center to have 3 key things. The most important thing to me is a lodge. I want a huge lodge with a huge commercial kitchen that has enough space for all of us to get together on Thanksgiving and Christmas and for a barbecue or whatever, a huge space where we can all meet. With a game room where the kids can go and play and just the gathering place. That's really, really important to me that we would have the lodge. I would also want a huge grass space with a pavilion where we could cook out and have gatherings outside. And then I would also want an ice rink. I want an indoor ice rink. I've got my window open because it's such a beautiful day outside. So I'm sorry if you can hear the cars going past, but it's a beautiful day. So I would want an indoor ice rink where the kids could play year-round. Hockey's huge in my family. All of my boys play hockey. One of my grandsons plays hockey. I'm sure more of my grandkids will play hockey. Right now, just Braxton does. But I want that. I want them to be able to play hockey whenever they want to play. So that's the key things that will be in the middle of that area. So the other 2 houses that I talked about, what would they be for? I would want to hire 2 families, 2 couples, to manage my land. I know that a homestead is a lot of work, and although I would want to do a lot of that work and I would want to enjoy the animals in the garden, it's a lot of work. So I would want 2 couples, because I think I need about 4 people, to manage my farm area, the animals, someone in charge of animals, someone in charge of the garden and the grounds, and then I would need somebody who was in charge of the landscaping and the lodge and keeping that the way it needs to. And you know what? I would want someone to clean my house. If I have $100 million, why wouldn't I? Who wants to clean? Not me. I don't know. There's got to be something wrong with you if you love to clean. Okay, maybe not, but not me. So I would hire 2 couples to do that, and part of their pay would be to live in the homes. I would pay them in addition to that, but that would be part of the incentive, part of the compensation package. So they would live right on my land. And I want that because I want someone who feels like family, and I want them to be on the land where it's easy to manage. Also because if I go out of town, they're there to manage the animals and the garden and all of that. So that's what I would do. I would build a little community with all of my kids, and my parents would all have houses, and I'd have my homestead, and Grandpa would have his dirt bike track and his workshop, and that would be our dream. That's what I would do if I won $100 million. It doesn't matter though. I don't play the lottery. I can't win the lottery if I don't play the lottery. But a girl can dream, right? So that's what I would do if I won $100 million. What would you do if you won $100 million? What would you spend it on? Where would you go? What things would you do? Leave me a message in the comment box what you would do if you won $100 million. Thank you for sitting down with me today. And again, sorry that it was late. I needed my sleep. Have a great day. See you again soon.